Ryan Reynolds finally breaks silence on Hugh Jackman's affair. Deborra-Lee Furness is seething with rage at Ryan Reynolds, not at the woman who took her husband, at Ryan, the man she trusted like family for 17 years. Why? Because, according to sources, he knew and he said nothing. For 17 years, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman were inseparable. They pranked each other on social media, they promoted movies together, they called each other family. Reynolds once told People magazine that Jackman was an unbelievable listener and that the two of them rely on each other for the real kind of advice. But right now, in 2026, Reynolds is not posting about Jackman. He is not joking about Jackman. He is not answering questions about Jackman. According to sources who spoke to celebrity journalist Rob Shooter, Hugh hasn't been returning Ryan's calls. Reynolds has reportedly been texting, calling, trying to set up plans. Nothing. Something broke between them. And the reason it broke has everything to do with a woman named Deborra-Lee Furness, a Broadway stage and a secret that Ryan Reynolds reportedly knew about long before anyone told Deborra-Lee. This is not a story about Hugh Jackman's affair. This is a story about the friend who watched it happen and said nothing. To understand why Ryan Reynolds is now the most hated person in Deborra-Lee Furness's life, even more than the woman who allegedly took her husband, you have to understand how close these two families were. Reynolds and Jackman met in 2008 on the set of X-Men Origins Wolverine. Reynolds was relatively unknown at the time, walking through trailers on set feeling jet-lagged and out of place. Jackman, already a massive star, went out of his way to make Reynolds feel welcome. That act of kindness turned into 17 years of friendship. Not the Hollywood kind where you smile for cameras and forget each other's names at parties, the real kind. Their families spent holidays together. Reynolds and Blake Lively, Jackman and Deborra-Lee. The four of them attended premieres, dinners, birthday parties. Their children grew up around each other. In 2024, when Jackman told Marvel.com about his friendship with Reynolds, he said, "We've been friends for 15 years, but our friendship just gets better and better, deeper and deeper." Those are the words he chose. And Deborra-Lee Furness was part of that depth. She trusted Ryan, she trusted Blake, she treated them like family, because that is exactly what they were. Now keep that in your mind, because what happens next makes the betrayal so much worse. In December 2021, Hugh Jackman opened in the Broadway revival of The Music Man at the Winter Garden Theater in New York. His co-star was Sutton Foster, a two-time Tony Award winner and one of the most respected names on Broadway. Foster was married at the time to screenwriter Ted Griffin. They had a daughter together. And here is the part that matters for Ryan Reynolds. On opening night, February 10th, 2022, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were there. They walked the red carpet, they posed for photographs, and the person standing right beside them, smiling for those cameras, was Deborra-Lee Furness. Picture that image. Ryan, Blake, and Deborra-Lee, all standing together, all supporting Hugh on the biggest night of his Broadway return. But according to multiple insiders who later spoke to Us Weekly, what was happening backstage during that show's 13-month run was something very different from what was happening on that red carpet. A source who worked on the production told the Daily Mail that at intermission, Sutton Foster and Hugh Jackman would stand and hug for a minute, sometimes 2 minutes, in front of the entire cast coming up the stairs. The cast had to climb 4 flights of stairs to reach the dressing rooms, and every night, Hugh and Sutton would stop on Hugh's floor and just embrace, in their costumes, in full view of every person walking by. The source said they didn't even try to hide it. Us Weekly reported in November 2024 that the relationship between Jackman and Foster was the worst-kept secret on Broadway. A lot of people knew. They kept it quiet because, according to one source, both of them are so nice and great people. Everyone respected their privacy, except no one respected Deborra-Lee's right to know what was happening in her own marriage. And here is where Ryan Reynolds enters the picture. Stay with me. The Music Man ran for 13 months, from December 2021 to January 2023. During that time, according to Us Weekly, the romance between Jackman and Foster began while they were both still married to other people. And during that same 13-month window, the two couples, Hugh and Deborra-Lee, Sutton and Ted, even went on double dates together. Picture Deborra-Lee Furness sitting across a dinner table from Sutton Foster, making conversation, laughing, not knowing, while her husband sat right next to her, carrying a secret that half of Broadway already knew. And Ryan Reynolds? According to reports from Just Jared and E! Online, Reynolds attended The Music Man multiple times during its run. He and Blake were photographed at the show and backstage. They were part of Jackman's inner circle during those 13 months, attending dinners and events where, according to insiders, something was clearly happening between Hugh and Sutton. Now, put yourself in Ryan Reynolds' position for a moment. You are watching your best friend, the man you have known for over a decade, behaving differently around his co-star. You are noticing the way they look at each other. You are hearing the whispers. You are sitting at dinners where the tension between Hugh and Sutton is so obvious that the entire Broadway community is talking about it behind closed doors. And across the table from you sits Deborra-Lee, a woman you have known for years, a woman who has welcomed you and Blake into her family, a woman who has no idea that her marriage is unraveling in real time while she pours the wine and makes conversation. What do? You could tell her and destroy your best friend's life. You could risk being wrong. You could betray the man who gave you your start, who stood beside you through every career setback, who calls you family. Or you could stay quiet and hope it goes away. Ryan Reynolds chose quiet, and it did not go away. That is the question that now haunts Deborra-Lee Furness. What did Ryan know, and when did he know it? According to insiders who spoke to Radar, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively could sense something was brewing between Hugh and Sutton Foster. The source said they kept their lips sealed out of loyalty to Hugh. Despite their longtime relationship with Deb, they chose to cover for him. A separate source told Woman's Day that Deborra-Lee was disturbed by the very real possibility that Ryan and Blake must have known about Sutton, and a close friend of Deborra-Lee put it even more bluntly. She was seething with rage over being the last to know. The friend told Radar, "Debs feels cheated by all three because someone could have told her what was happening, and they all chose to keep their mouths shut. All three. Hugh, Ryan, Blake, not 2, 3. That is the number that is now seared into Deborra-Lee Furness's mind, because the part that comes next shows exactly how deep this silence went and what it cost Deborra-Lee. On September 15th, 2023, Hugh Jackman and Deborra-Lee issued one of those joint statements. They called it a journey now shifting and said they had decided to separate to pursue individual growth. Individual growth. After 27 years of marriage, 2 adopted children named Oscar and Ava, red carpets, Sanskrit wedding rings, and a public love story that millions of people believed in. In October 2024, Sutton Foster filed for divorce from Ted Griffin. Sources told Us Weekly that her rumored romance with Jackman led directly to the split. Then in January 2025, the secret was no longer a secret. Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster were photographed holding hands on their way to dinner in Santa Monica. The man who told Ellen DeGeneres in 2016 that Deborra-Lee was the greatest thing that ever happened to me was now walking down a sidewalk with someone new, in public, for the cameras, as if 27 years could be replaced by a dinner reservation. And where was Ryan Reynolds during all of this? Right by Hugh's side. In July 2024, just months after the separation was announced, but long before the public understood the real reason, Reynolds and Jackman traveled the world together, promoting Deadpool and Wolverine. The film crossed $1 billion at the box office. They did press tours, talk shows, podcasts. They played up the friendship. They laughed. They joked. They appeared on Hot Ones together. They guest hosted Jimmy Kimmel Live together. The whole world watched 2 best friends having the time of their lives. But here is what the world did not see. Consider what Ryan Reynolds reportedly knew while he was sitting in those interview chairs, laughing and telling stories about how much he loved Hugh Jackman. He reportedly knew that the man sitting next to him had been carrying on a relationship with his Broadway co-star. He reportedly knew that the marriage the public still admired was already gone. He knew, and he smiled for the cameras anyway. Every interview, every press tour stop, every red carpet. Ryan Reynolds performed friendship while carrying a secret that would have devastated Deborra-Lee if she had heard it from him instead of from the tabloids. And Deborra-Lee, who had trusted Reynolds for 17 years, was the last person to find out. That is the betrayal within the betrayal. Hugh cheated on her with Sutton, but Ryan cheated her out of the truth. In May 2025, Deborra-Lee Furness filed for divorce. The settlement had already been negotiated. They divided a reported $387 million fortune, including properties in New York, the Hamptons, England, and Australia. The divorce was finalized in June 2025. After 27 years, it took 30 days. But then Deborra-Lee did something nobody expected. She spoke. In a statement given to the Daily Mail, she said, "My heart and compassion goes out to everyone who has traversed the traumatic journey of betrayal. It's a profound wound that cuts deep. A profound wound that cuts deep. From a woman who spent 27 years believing she was safe," she continued. I have gained much knowledge and wisdom through this experience. Even when we are presented with apparent adversity, it is leading us to our greatest good, our true purpose. And then she said 3 words that silenced everyone. I remain grateful. Grateful. After everything. After the affair, after the silence, after the humiliation, after the friends who chose loyalty to her husband over honesty to her, she chose grace. She did not name Hugh. She did not name Sutton. She did not name Ryan or Blake. She called it what it was, and then she moved forward. Meanwhile, the friendships that held this secret together are falling apart. According to the National Enquirer, Reynolds is not a fan of Jackman's relationship with Sutton Foster. A source said Reynolds sees the relationship as a rebound and does not believe it will last. But here is the part that stings. The same source said Reynolds has made no effort to welcome Foster into his inner circle. He will not embrace the relationship, but he also will not condemn it. He is stuck in the silence he chose years ago. And it gets worse. According to reports from late 2025 and early 2026, Jackman has started distancing himself from Reynolds, not because of the affair, but because of other controversies swirling around Ryan and Blake. Sources told the National Enquirer that Jackman doesn't want to be caught in the middle of their legal drama. So now the 2 men who kept a secret together cannot even keep a friendship together. Jackman has reportedly stopped returning Reynolds' calls. They were supposed to attend Sutton Foster's concert together. Jackman went alone. The public bromance, the Instagram pranks, the late-night talk show appearances, all of that is gone. And the person who paid the highest price for the friendship that made all of that possible was never even in on the joke. That person was Deborra-Lee Furness. But Deborra-Lee is not sitting in silence anymore. In early 2025, she walked the red carpet at the Australian Open in Melbourne with her daughter Ava. Head high, back in her own country, on her own terms. And according to reports from Page 6 and Now to Love, publishers are now in a bidding war over a possible memoir. The book is being described as a bold, emotional memoir about love, identity, and starting over. Deborra-Lee has reportedly been meeting with major publishing houses in New York. Pages and notes were visible at the meetings. Hugh Jackman is said to be uneasy about the book, as he should be, because if that memoir happens, it will not just be about a husband who left. It will be about every person who watched it happen and decided that protecting a famous man was more important than protecting the woman who loved him. Ryan Reynolds spent 17 years building the most famous friendship in Hollywood. He and Hugh Jackman turned a pretend rivalry into a marketing empire worth billions. They made people believe that loyalty, humor, and brotherhood were the foundation of everything they did. But when it mattered, when one quiet phone call could have changed everything for a woman who trusted him, Ryan Reynolds did not pick up the phone. He did not send the text. He did not pull Deborra-Lee aside at one of those dinners and say what she deserved to hear. And now, according to sources, their friendship is crumbling. Jackman wants distance because of the controversies. Reynolds wants to reconnect, but Jackman will not return his calls. And Deborra-Lee wants nothing to do with either of them. The irony is brutal. Reynolds stayed silent to protect the friendship, and the friendship is dying anyway. Hugh Jackman is now reportedly planning a lavish New York wedding with Sutton Foster in 2026. According to multiple reports, he proposed during a vacation in Costa Rica in January 2026, and the name being floated as his best man, Ryan Reynolds. If that happens, let that sink in for a moment. The man who stayed silent while a woman's marriage was destroyed, standing beside the man who destroyed it, at a celebration of the relationship that replaced her. Deborra-Lee Furness gave Hugh Jackman 27 years. She defended the age gap, she raised their children, she stood beside him through every award show, every premiere, every interview where he told the world she was the love of his life. And when that life was being taken from her, the people she thought were her friends watched it happen. They chose silence. They chose him. If Ryan Reynolds ever looks back on this, if he ever thinks about the woman who sat across from him at all those dinners, trusting him, not knowing what he reportedly knew, there is only one honest thing he could say. I should have told her. Those 5 words were never spoken out loud. They probably never will be. But they are the truth that hangs over every silent phone call, every unreturned text, every headline about a friendship that no longer exists. Deborra-Lee Furness walked away from all of it with something none of them can take from her. Not Hugh, not Sutton, not Ryan, not Blake. Her dignity, her voice, and a story that she is finally going to tell on her own terms. If you think Deborra-Lee deserved better from the people around her, you are not alone. Make sure you are subscribed, because this is not the only story about Hollywood friendships that chose silence over honesty. And the next one might be even worse.